our horticulturalist Dave, with help from the team of course.
It's going to be a team endeavour.
Recently planted up one of our most exciting beds in the garden this year. A new cut flower bed filled with a variety of climbers, perennials, alliums, dahlias and peonies. As Dave explains, the key thing with a bed like this is to do plenty of planning first.
Right, so I've done a little diagram of the beds.
Okay.
And we've planned in potentially where we're going to put the plants.
He explains the full thought process as he goes, but the basic layout is fairly simple. Climbers like sweet peas and clematis go near the trellis, taller plants like hollyhocks sit towards the corners, and lower or mid-height plants help fill the front of the bed. The lupins are grouped together, because in the past we've had green fibre, and this will help manage that if that happens again. Alliums are dotted through the bed so their flower heads can rise above the other plants, and the dahlias and peonies will need enough space and support as they grow.
I've not filled the beds right up with the anticipation that I'm putting a lot of plants in. So by the time I've done, the soil level will have raised. So when I'm planting, I am planting these slightly higher because I know that the soil level is going to raise. And again, when you're planting out, if you put your fingers around the plant and over the compost, so that when you tip it over and tap it, you don't lose all the compost and damage the plant. Yeah, because we knew we were building new beds and having a move around, we wanted to save the plants that were savable, so the perennials. So I dug them out, potted them up in a good sized pot, and I just kept them in the greenhouse. So always remember to firm the plant in. That's important, obviously, especially if it's in a windy location, because they will rock if it's too windy, and that'll prevent them potentially from rooting, and it'll damage the plant. So don't be too worried about firming them in too much. I think what I'm going to do, just before I put the next lupin in, I'm going to put an allium in the back there. These might not flower this year because they got disturbed, but we'll see. They'll come next year if they don't come this year. So I am actually going to plant these deeper than they are in the pot because it won't hurt them. I can smell the onion on them. The good thing with alliums as well is with planting them in amongst other flowers, the leaves tend to not look very attractive. They go brown, whereas the spike of the flowers look beautiful. So if you put them in amongst other flowers, you tend not to see the leaves, but you get the impact of the flower. The other thing to remember when you plant it up in a raised bed is the level of the soil over time will drop anyway. So if you fill it right to the top within a month or two, you're going to have a gap, because that's always handy when you're watering, not to have it flush with the top, because if you water on the top then it'll just run off, whereas if you've got that gap, even if it's only an inch, you can fill that with water and let it soak in. Look a bit bedraggled at the minute, but give them a couple of days, and once they take the water up, they'll fill back out. I think we'll put the sweet peas in next, with them being at the back. Yeah, I tend to put 2 or 3 in one pot, and then just plant the pot out without disturbing them too much. Again, I'm going to plant them slightly proud, but a sweet pea you can bury slightly deeper. They'll not worry about that too much. Some plants really don't like being buried too deep. What I will do with the sweet peas as well, I'll put some canes in front to scramble up, because unlike the clematis that grips with the leaf, so you can see how that one's gripping there, it'll grip this trellis. See how the leaf curls around the actual wood. The sweet pea has tendrils and they're not as strong or as adaptable as the clematis method. So I'll just put some canes in front to scramble up the canes. Again, I'm going to bury the clematis a little bit deeper with the extra soil I'm digging out, because clematis like cool roots. I'm going to pop that hollyhock in next, I think. Firming that in really well, because that'll be a big plant, and I've planted that up against the trellis so that the wind, because it tends to come this way, will blow it onto the trellis, and that'll hopefully protect it. But I will put a cane in it as well.
And that's it for now. We held off on planting out our dahlias and delphiniums until any risks of frost has passed. Doesn't look like much just yet, but that's the exciting bit. Over the next few weeks, we should see some amazing blooms. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and subscribe to keep up to date with everything that's happening in the Envii garden.